Welcome everyone, my name's Liz and let's jump into today's video. So I wanted to first show you guys some hacks for a good wrapping station, things that you can do to make your life a little bit more easier while wrapping your presents. So this first one is my husband built this little wrapping paper holder for me. I went out and purchased a 7 1/16 by 36" wood dowel, and then he put together the stand. So all he did was take 2 pieces of wood, screw it together in both ends of the longer piece of wood at the bottom, and then he drilled 2 holes in each side of the holder so that the dowel could go in and out. And then all you have to do is take the dowel out of the holder, put your wrapping paper on it, and then slide that dowel back into place. Super easy, and it has been keeping my wrapping paper a little bit more controlled during this crazy time, and it's super easy to use. So for something that we just made out of scrap wood and a super cheap dowel, absolutely loving that. And then for this little Dollar Tree hack, you can get one of these little containers from the Dollar Tree. I love that it has a whole sort of different size holes all over them, so I thought this would be perfect for ribbons. So as you can see, I have some small ribbons. This one particularly is a bit wider, so it can go in the bigger hole. It's just really awesome to be able to have all of your ribbon in one spot, and you can just pull the ribbon and you won't have a ton of ribbon just absolutely everywhere. It's nice and compact and organized. So I just went through and put all of my ribbon in my little container. Now, another thing that you can do is I found this ribbon at the Dollar Tree, and I can stick that down in there and use that for this same exact thing. It just keeps everything nice and organized and in place. Now for your bigger rolls of ribbon, my husband and I built this in a previous video. I'll link that down below if you're interested in seeing that. And I just go through and put all of my bigger rolls of ribbon on there, and that keeps that more organized. I know that storing ribbon is a huge pain in the butt, so these have come in handy, especially during the Christmas season where ribbon is just all over my room. So being able to stack it on top of each other like this gives it a nice compact feel for me, and I can see it all. Like I said, if you're interested in learning how to make it, I will put the link to that video in the description box below. Now you can also get these clear organizers from the Dollar Tree. I thought these would be perfect to put all your little odds and ends that you'd be using while wrapping gifts, using some bells or some sort of tags and ornaments that you could put on there. Little pearls if you wanted to put those, or little garland ties, really just whatever you want to use to dress up your gifts. This is a perfect way to keep it all organized and you don't have a million bags all over the place. Now you can get these little paper holders from the Dollar Tree. You're just gonna take it apart and assemble it. Now I used this for anything that wouldn't fit in those clear containers. Things are a little bit bigger, so scrapbook paper and bows and garland and my sticky adhesive, just everything so it's all in one place and I'm not up and running around while I'm wrapping my presents trying to find things. It's all just in one spot. And then for another one, if you want to keep things really organized and you have a little desk space and you don't want bags everywhere, you can take this one and put all of your bows in that you have from a bag, or really whatever kind of bows you have, you can stick them in here and store them that way. If you guys are new to my channel, hey, my name's Liz and I love everything DIY and crafting. If you enjoy Dollar Tree DIYs, trash to treasures, or any kind of home decor DIYs, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. So I wanted to start by showing you guys some different ways that you can jazz up your wrapping paper skills and decorating your Christmas presents to really impress your friends and your family. I thought these were so cute. Now I am gonna say that I am not the best when it comes to actually wrapping a present, but if you want to take your gift wrapping to a new level, these are definitely some fun things to try. So I am just taking this cute wrapping paper that I got from Michael's. and I am just going to start by wrapping my box. Now this is the exact same way that I wrap all of my presents, so this is the only one I'm going to show because I didn't think that you needed to see me wrap every single present. And then I'm going to start by adding some black string to my gift. I'm going to wrap it around about 5 times, and then I'm going to tie a knot right in the middle. I'm going to take some of this cream colored ribbon that I got it from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to tie that in a knot in the middle. Now I'm going to take one of these tags that you can get from the Dollar Tree. You're going to write who it's to. I'm going to add some cute little greenery to it, and then I'm going to tie my tag onto those black strings. I think that the greenery plus the cream and the black string, the cream ribbon and the black string just make this so much cuter than if you were to just leave it plain. And then for my next one, I got this white wrapping paper from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take some burlap ribbon that you can also get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put that in the middle and wrap it around and hot glue the ends together. Now I'm going to take this garland that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to cut off a little piece and wrap it around twice to make myself a little wreath. I'm going to cut off a piece of twine so that I can hang my little heart in the middle. I'm going to take these magic adhesive dots that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to place that on the back of my little wooden heart. I did get a big pack of those hearts from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to place that twine on the back, and then I'm just going to use the wire from the garland to hook that twine on there. I took a piece of twine and I wrapped it around the other side towards the top, and I'm going to start by tying a double knot to keep the twine in place, and then I'm going to tie on my wreath, and then I'm going to tie a little bow. Now I've had a couple questions on how I tie my bows. It is super easy and simple. You're just going to take 2 loops and you're going to tie it together like you would when you're first starting to tie your shoes. And that is literally all I do. I kind of fidget around with it a little bit to make the loops the size that I want them to be. And really, that's how I tie every single one of my bows that I've been doing on here when I tie them. It's really, really quick and easy, and I think it always looks so cute. For this next one, I'm going to take this greenery that I got from Joann's. They're having a huge sale right now, so I just went and picked up quite a bit of greenery, and I'm just going to start by cutting off a couple of the little branches. I wanted to make these look kind of like a Christmas tree, so I kind of trimmed where I thought that it needed it and assembled it together so that it would look kind of like a Christmas tree. Didn't totally look like one, but you get the idea. I'm going to take some of the red berries that came with the greenery, and I'm going to tie all of it together using this red and white string that you can also get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start by taking that same string and wrapping it around the bottom of my box about 5 to 6 times. I tuck my greenery in the middle and then tie a little bow, tying the greenery in place. And then after I've done that, I'm just going to take this cute little star that I got from Dollar Tree last year, I believe, and I'm just going to hot glue that at the top of my present. I'm going to take one of these little chalkboard tags that you can get at the Dollar Tree. I just took the little stick off of it, and I'm just going to write the name, and then I'm just going to hot glue it in place. And that's it for this super cute little Christmas tree present. For this next one, I'm going to take some of this red and black buffalo check ribbon. I got this from Joann's. I'm going to tie that around the middle and hot glue that down into place. And then I'm going to take this lace ribbon that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to wrap that around the middle. I'm going to tie it in a double knot, and then I'm going to tie it in a bow just like I did the other one. I'm going to do the same way. Make 2 loops and then tie the first step like you would when you're tying your shoes, and then I just fidget around with it until I get the length of the loops that I want them to be, and then I cut off the excess on the tails. I'm gonna make a little tag using some scrapbook paper. I just took that tag that you can get from the Dollar Tree just as a little template because for whatever reason I can't freehand a tag. I don't know what it is, but I always mess up the shape. So I'm just going to write who it's to on that little tag, and then I'm gonna tuck that down in the ribbon. Now, moving on to some more frilly and glam kind of ideas for wrapping, I've got this gold wrapping paper that I got from Michael's. I'm going to take some of this silver ribbon that you can get from Joann's, and I'm going to start by wrapping it around the present. So I'm going to put the present face down with the ribbon underneath it. You're going to take it and twist it around each other once, making them go the opposite way. You're going to flip it back to the front and then cut off your excess ribbon. And then I just use those little adhesive dots again to adhere the ribbon in place. Now I took some of this Dollar Tree white ribbon and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the previous ribbon, but I'm going to put it closer to the edge of my box. And again, I just used those little sticky dots to adhere my ribbon to the package. To finish it off, I'm just going to tie 2 knots once again to keep the ribbon in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing by tying a bow. Now this ribbon isn't the best for this kind of a bow because when you pull on it to kind of play around with the length of the loops, it kind of stretches the ribbon out a little bit, so it makes it look a little funky, but you get the idea. I'm going to take some white berries that I got off of a pick from Joann's, and I'm going to add one of those little sticky dots to it and stick it down to my present. And I absolutely love this glam little package. I think it turned out so cute. For this next one, you're going to take that same white wrapping paper that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I am taking some gold ribbon that I got from Joann's, and I am going to start by doing the exact same thing that I did in the previous project where I put my package face down on top of my ribbon, and then I'm going to wrap the ribbon around each other once, go in opposite directions, flip it back over to the front, and then adhere it all in place. Now you're going to start creating loops for your package. You're going to start by making a loop that is slightly smaller than the length of your package. You're going to do that 3 times, making each loop smaller. I did adhere my loops with just some hot glue so they would stay in place. So again, you're going to make a second loop slightly smaller than that first loop, and then you're going to make a third loop slightly smaller than that second loop. Now you're going to go in the opposite direction just with 2 loops. So 1 loop slightly smaller than the width of the package, and then a second loop slightly smaller than that first one. Now you're just going to start hot gluing all your loops down. You're going to start with the longest loop first, and you want to make sure that you get all your loops lined up in the middle so they all look cohesive. And then you're going to go the opposite direction with your longest loop from that side. Now you're going to put your third loop on, and again in the opposite direction. You're just basically going crisscross until you reach your last loop, and you're just going to go through and fluff up all of your loops. And just a little tip, I would use wired ribbon for this so that your loops can all be fluffed up and they stay in place. You're just going to take your last loop, you're going to fold in half, add some hot glue to that middle, and then add it to the top of your bow. And that's it for this super glam, really pretty Christmas present. For this next one, I'm going to take this box that you can get from the Dollar Tree. Now, if you don't have any Glam kind of Christmas paper, you can use some scrapbook paper. I got this in a pack from Joann's, and I thought that the gold foil look was super, super pretty. So I just started by adhering the paper to my box. I'm going to add a little crease so I know where to place my box. I'm going to add some hot glue, and I'm going to hot glue that down to the paper. And then I'm just going to work my way around the entire box. So I just add some to the sides. You can see what I'm doing here. I am not describing it as well as you're probably seeing it, but I just start cutting off away all the edges using my craft knife. And then you're just going to do the same thing to the lid. I just added hot glue to the lid, and then I just started wrapping the paper around the lid and hot gluing where I needed to. I'm going to go through and trim off the excess from the lid, and then I just put my lid back onto my box. And look how cute this box is. I think it's absolutely adorable, and for the fact that the box came from the Dollar Tree, nobody would ever know. I think it looks super pretty. So I'm going to take this ribbon that I also got from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to wrap it the same way that I did the previous two projects, twisting it around at the bottom and pulling it in opposite directions. I tied a double knot, and then I'm just going to tie a bow the same exact way that I did in my other couple projects. I trim off the excess ribbon, and then I'm going to take these florals that I got from Michael's, and I'm just going to add those to the top of my box. And that is it for this super adorable box. And it cost me probably, I don't know, less than $3 at most. For this next one, I'm going to show you how you can wrap your present using some scrapbook paper. Again, this came from the same scrapbook paper that I used from the other project. Again, I just love how foiled the gold looks. I think it's absolutely adorable. So I just start by wrapping my present. Once I've got that all wrapped up, I'm going to take this silky white ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I am going to do the exact same thing where I wrap it along the front, and in the back I twist them and add them in opposite directions. I am going to use my little sticky dots to keep my ribbon in place, and I want to make sure that that is in the middle. And then on the front, I am going to use my little sticky dots again to adhere the ribbon to the present. Now I'm going to take this bow that I got from Joann's, and I'm just going to add that onto the front, and that is it for this super adorable gold and shiny and foiled and glittery. I think it is absolutely adorable. So I want to teach you how you can make a couple of gift card holders. So for this first project, you're going to take either a scrap of wrapping paper, or you could use some scrapbook paper. You're going to cut out a 9x9 square, and you're going to start by folding that square in half. You're going to open it back up, and then you're going to fold it into thirds. So you're going to take one end, you're going to have that end meet where that initial fold was, and you're going to fold that down. And you're going to do the same thing for the other side, bring it to the middle and crease that paper. And once you've done that, you're going to open up your paper, and you're going to fold each corner into that crease that you just made, making sure the corner of the tip of your triangle is meeting that crease. And you're going to do that to all four corners. Now you're going to fold your sides in again to have them meet in the middle. You're going to flip it onto its back, and you're going to fold each side in towards the middle. You can see how there's a white triangle there. You're just going to pull it back far enough to see the tip of that white triangle and where the other two triangles meet. And you're going to do that to both sides. And that is it for your little gift card holder. Now, what you can do to cover up the inside so it looks a little bit more decorative is I'm going to take a piece of scrapbook paper, I'm going to cut it down to size, and I'm going to insert it into the gift card holder. It'll also keep it a little bit more sturdy and in place so the folds aren't coming undone, and then it just makes the back of your little gift card holder a little bit cuter. And then if you want to cover up that crease on the back, all I did was take some ribbon and I hot glued it down to my gift card holder, and then I used that as a little tie. Now I couldn't find a little gift card, so ignore the Costco card, but you can see that it fits nice down on in there, and then you can tie it into a little bow and you have this super adorable little gift card holder. And there are so many different ways that you could go with this and different patterns. You can make it look the way that you want it. For this next one, I am going to take a piece of scrapbook paper. I'm going to cut it down to a little bit larger than the gift card is. Now, I did mess up when I was making this. You want to fold it into thirds and not into 4 different sections. You just want to have 3 different sections. I did angle the top part of my holder so that it made kind of the envelope shape. I just found the middle and then cut from the middle down to the corner of that section. You're going to take your X-Acto knife and you're going to cut 2 little slits so that you can slide that gift card into those little slits to hold your gift card in place. Now you can see that I had accidentally folded it into 4ths instead of only having 3 flaps. So I cut that part off and then I just repeated the step where I cut that last little flap into the shape of an envelope, just found the middle and then connected it to the corner of that section. And then you have a little spot right there where you can write whatever you want to write. Leave them a cute little note, and then you can fold it back up. I used a little sticky dot to adhere it together, and then I took some white string and wrapped it around my card and tied a little bow on the front. And these are such easy and cute little ways to wrap up your gift cards rather than just throwing them in a little envelope. I think that they give a little bit more personal touch to them, so I think these are super cute. Now, for a couple fun little kid present ideas, this one was to make a little Rudolph face. You can use a red bell, you could use a red little puffball if you have one. I just hot glued this down to my package, and the brown paper I did get from the Dollar Tree. It's just their craft paper. And then I'm going to draw a little face on him. I'm going to draw some eyes and some antlers. Now, I am not the best when it comes to freehanding and drawing and writing, so please, by all means, make this look 100 times better than what I did, but you get the idea of what it's supposed to look like, and hopefully it can give you some inspiration to make this on your own and make it a lot cuter than what I did. Now, another thing that you can do that I thought was super fun, if you don't have kids that can read, and they're going through the Christmas presents underneath the tree and they're trying to find the ones that are for them, I decided to make some sticker picture labels for my kids. So I just started out with each of their pictures and I'm just going to upload them to my Cricut design space. I'm going to start by adding a circle to my Cricut design space. I'm going to size that circle to however big I wanted the sticker to be. So in this instance, I made it 2.5 inches. Now I'm just going to enlarge my picture to however big that I want it or how much of their face that I wanted on each sticker. So I just kind of toyed around with it until I got the exact placement that I wanted. I'm going to highlight both the picture and the circle, and I'm going to click that slice button over in the bottom right hand corner, and that is going to slice the picture so that is now a cute little circle for each of my 3 kids. I'm going to go over and click on make it, and then I'm just going to send it over to my printer. I'm gonna add the bleed on so there are no white marks around their pictures. I just added the number of copies that I wanted to print out. And then once I got those print out, I put it in my Cricut and had my Cricut cut out the stickers. I did just use some label paper for this. I just ordered it off of Amazon and it's just a regular kind of label paper, so it is sticky and I can peel it off just like stickers. And then I'm just gonna take those little stickers and add them onto the presents. And I thought it would be so fun that they'd be able to go over and see which present was for them if they didn't know how to read, and it just makes those presents even more cuter with their little faces on them. If you don't have a Cricut, you could definitely do this just by printing out some pictures onto some label paper and then just cutting the circles out yourself.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans of what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you, 'cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by.
And that's it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which present was your favorite. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
On a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend